Most IMGs fail AMC MCQ not because they're weak in academics, they fail because they study without a system and keep delaying the exam. If you're planning to take your AMC MCQ exam and you feel like you still need more time to be ready, this video is exactly for you. It will save you months, maybe years of wasted effort. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am an international medical graduate working as a junior doctor in Sydney, and in today's video I'm going to share my ultimate, realistic, complete 5-month study plan for AMC MCQ. Exactly how I prepared, what worked for me, what didn't, and most importantly, the mindset and the strategy behind it. I want to say this very clearly at the start. AMC is not an exam that you'll pass by studying harder or longer. You'll pass it by studying smart, using the right strategy, resources and timing. Why 5 months is the sweet spot? Let me explain this clearly before we go further. 3 months, I believe, is too short. People rush, learn superficially, and stay in panic mode. I mean, if you're really studying for 3 months, very consistently, dedicated study, 15 to 16 hours a day, it might work, but I think AMC is a difficult exam. It needs appropriate amount of time so that you're aware of the system nicely. 8 to 12 months drains you mentally, motivation drops, fear increases, and people keep postponing the exam. 5 months, I think, is the sweet spot. It's enough time, enough repetition, enough urgency, and I think enough structure to actually move forward. So in this video, I will give you the complete roadmap that you need to be aware of before attempting your AMC MCQ exam. In this video, I'll cover 5 things. Number 1, how AMC MCQ actually thinks. Number 2, what is the weightage for each subject in the actual exam so you're not missing anything. Number 3, the ultimate 5-month study plan that actually worked for me. Number 4, the resources and the Australian guidelines, hands down the key to passing this exam. And number 5, and the most important, the final exam day preparation and strategy. So please stay tuned until the end and subscribe and comment down below if you haven't done so already. So how AMC actually thinks and what AMC actually tests. I think it's pretty clear that AMC is not a memory-based exam. It is a thinking exam. It tests whether you can be a safe doctor in an Australian healthcare system. And that is why this exam is heavily based on Australian clinical practice guidelines, because the doctors here practice guideline-based medicine daily, and AMC expects the same from you. So random books, random resources with no actual Australian guidelines are not going to help you. Now let's move on to the weightage for each subject in the AMC MCQ exam. This is something really important and something that you should never skip, and actually write it down somewhere on your notebook right now, because literally ignoring even one subject can cost you a lot. So it goes like adult medicine comprising 30% of the actual exam weightage, surgery comprising of 20%, psychiatry 12.5%, pediatrics 12.5%, OBGYN 12.5% again, and ethics and public health 12.5%. So this means that psychiatry and ethics alone is 25% of your exam. So skipping psych and ethics can literally cost you a lot of numbers. Without further ado, let's move on to the exact 5-month strategy that helped me ace this exam in the first attempt and will help you as well if you follow it consistently. Month 1 is about foundation and calibration. It's all about learning how AMC thinks, how AMC tests, how the exam looks like, and basically no rushing, just learning the system. I strongly recommend starting with the AMC handbook, because this is one study resource that is recommended by the AMC itself, and it's definitely a bit outdated, so you do need to double check a few answers from the most recent guidelines. But even then, I believe it's a great resource to understand how AMC tests you. The best way to go about it is doing it system-wise initially. Read all the questions very carefully, read all the options very carefully, try to understand why the wrong answer is wrong, why the correct answer is correct, and read the descriptions very carefully and use it as a learning material. I also recommend pairing the AMC handbook with John Murtagh, obviously always the latest edition of JM. Now, I do understand that JM is a very thick, big book. It's very hard to navigate, it's messy. A lot of people don't like it because the information is so scattered and it is not systemized. I don't like it either, but because a lot of people recommended it and it's also recommended by AMC itself, so I did use it. I think the best way to pair handbook with JM is to start with a handbook, whatever topic you want. For example, if you're starting with respiratory or cardiology, you go through all the questions in the handbook about that topic, and whatever topics are mentioned in the handbook questions as well as the options are really important. So study the same topics from John Murtagh and highlight the important points. In this way, you'll basically extract whatever is important from JM rather than going through the whole book every single time. So highlight the important points, and I think that should be it. So by the end of month 1, you should have built a basic foundation and a basic understanding of how AMC tests you, how it looks like, and you'll feel a bit more confident in how things are. Another important thing that you need to do at the end of month 1 is booking your exam date. And this is where most people go wrong. Because let me bring this to your kind attention that you will never feel fully ready. No matter how much you study, no matter how many months you give it, you will never feel ready. You just never will. Because AMC is it has a very vast syllabus. It actually has no syllabus at all. You will never feel ready, period. So I think it's the best thing to book your exam date early. It forces you to work harder. It gives you more discipline and motivation. And trust me, when you've already spent thousands of dollars over an exam, it just makes you study and work hard. And trust me, this exam is not about perfection, it's about strategy. So booking an exam date is the main secret to studying properly for this exam. Remember this rule: if by month 2 you still haven't booked your exam, you're unconsciously sabotaging yourself. Okay, now month 2 and month 3 is all about deep conceptual learning. This is where real learning happens. Start with the Qbank, M+X or Emidex. Either of them, both are pretty good. I personally used Emidex and I really liked it because it has really nice detailed explanations, including the guidelines as well. Your aim should be to complete your first pass of the Qbank in these 2 months and use it as a learning tool. Use the Qbank as the learning material and study tool rather than just to simply test yourself. Now, whenever you read any question in the Qbank, try to understand the concept behind it, try to grasp the key points, and try to basically understand how the questions are formed, how the stems are formed, how they're asking questions, how they are choosing the best and the next best investigation, and basically read through the explanations very carefully and always cross-check the answers with the guidelines. Now, in terms of the Australian guidelines, therapeutic guidelines are the most authentic ones, but obviously they're not readily available. So if you don't have access to therapeutic guidelines, RACGP can be used for the main medicine and the surgical topics, RCH for your pediatrics, and RANZOC for the OBGYN topics. But always make sure whenever you're viewing the guidelines that it is the latest version, because they keep changing the guidelines and it's hard to basically know which one is the latest version. And also I do understand that every guideline is like a whole PDF, so with practice you will understand how to extract the main key points from that entire PDF. Practice makes everything perfect, and it will make this perfect as well. Now, another thing that you can do and probably should do in these 2 months is work on your weak points. So if you think that you're weak at a certain subject or with a certain topic, or your concept is not that clear, clarify it. Use whatever resource that you're comfortable with and try to understand the concept of that topic or whatever you're looking at, basically. For my weak points and for subjects and topics that I personally was weak at, I used the USMLE First Aid book and the Kaplan CK books for internal medicine, and mainly for psychiatry I completely used Kaplan psychiatry, and I would recommend the same to you. For ethics, 100 Cases of Conrad Fisher is the best resource. Hands down, go for it. Okay, in month 4, you should be in the performance mode. So second pass of your Qbank, this time not just as a learning material, but as a testing tool as well. By this time, I think your concepts should be clear. You should have a clear idea about the AMC MCQ framework and how they ask questions. So this time, basically, you should be focusing on accuracy. 70 to 80% of accuracy in the Qbank, I think, is good, and this is what you should aim for. Month 5 is probably the most important of all, and if you're working, I highly recommend to take it off or reduce the working hours, because you definitely need to study at least 8 to 10 hours a day consistently in month number 5. The main highlight of month 5 is recalls. You should aim to complete at least 6 months of recalls in this month, preferably with a study group or a study partner. A study group, a good study partner, or a nice study group makes things so much easier, and you can literally study for way longer with a study group than studying alone. Recalls, I believe, is very important in clearing your AMC exam, because AMC does repeat sometimes a lot of recalls and sometimes not that many, but still I think it's really good to go through recalls, because you'll basically understand the important topics and you'll notice the patterns that AMC keeps testing and the pattern that AMC works with. But here's the catch. So if you just go through the recalls, just reading the question and then the answer, you might miss the actual essence and the actual benefit of doing the recalls. So whenever you go through a question in the recalls, which would be a very small stem, but trust me, in the actual exam you get way longer stems, so do not confuse recalls with the actual exam, because it's just a reflection of it, not how actual exam would look like. So when you read the question, always try to find answers from the Australian guidelines, and honestly, this is where the importance of the study group comes into play. If you are like 4 study partners or 3 study partners or basically whatever, divide the questions amongst yourself and try to bring out the guidelines for each question and try to study together and extract the key points from the guidelines. In this way, not only will you go through the recalls, but also your information, your knowledge about the guidelines will be consolidated. Trust me, for me, the most important thing that helped me during my exam was being aware of the Australian guidelines. I think that was the key. Now, mocks and time management, extremely critical for this exam. So in month 5, you should also focus on how will you manage time in the actual exam. It's 150 questions, you get 3 hours, which means that you have just over a minute for each question. And trust me, in the actual exam, you can really panic. Questions are pretty long, you have to think for each question. The stems are long, and you don't know how the time will pass. So doing mocks is really important for you, not for the accuracy, but for time management. Also, you should know that there is no negative marking in the AMC MCQ exam, but once you submit a question and move forward, there is no getting back. So you cannot return back to a question. So whatever you're marking, just think properly and mark in a way that you don't have to return back to the question, because you actually cannot. So I think doing mock exams is really good for this sort of practice so that you do not panic in the actual exam. Another thing that I recommend you should do in month 5 is attempting that 50-question mock test on the AMC MCQ website. It is all about the handbook questions, but I think it's still really good to practice and to basically test your knowledge. And sometimes in the AMC MCQ, they do repeat questions as it is from the AMC handbook. So it's really good, and I think you should 100% give it a go. Okay, now you've been studying non-stop in month 5, you haven't been getting enough rest, you haven't been getting good quality sleep. So what I recommend is one day before your exam, you really need to relax. You really need to take a day off, go out with your friends, go out with your family, eat and have fun. I did this, my friends did this, a lot of my study partners did this, and I think it really helped us. It regulated the nervous system, it made us ready for the exam, and helped keep our nerves in control on the actual exam day. So I think you should do it as well. Now, the actual exam day, the most important day of your life. It's really important that you take a good night's sleep on your exam day, at least 6 to 8 hours of a nice peaceful sleep is not just necessary but crucial. It's critical. It's a make or break, or like a do or die situation for you. Because if you're not taking a good sleep and good rest on your exam day, high chances that you will panic during the exam and not feel in your right headspace. So it's really important that you take a sleep, or you're basically sabotaging all your hard work of last 6 months. Have a good breakfast, drink your electrolytes, keep yourself hydrated, stay calm and stay confident. The rule is, do not touch any new concept on the exam day. No matter your friend told you that this came in the exam, you do not need to touch that, because it will just bring you in panic mode and really not help you. And finally, just stay calm, stay confident. It's not the end of the world, it's just an exam, and you've already given so many exams in your life, haven't you? It's just one of those. So just go for it, and I'm sure if you follow this plan consistently for 5 months, this exam is very doable and you will 100% ace it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, share it with your friends who are preparing for AMC MCQ, and if you want a proper roadmap PDF of a 5-month study plan, comment down below or DM me on my Instagram and I'll forward you the PDF very soon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.